My name is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with IRS. Welcome to my YouTube station. It's the home of the 5-minute or less video. I worked at IRS for a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades. This August, I will have been doing this for 50 years. Many of you have come to my YouTube station because you've seen all my national news broadcasts. I appreciate you. I have about 6,000 subscribers. I have a whole team of former IRS agents I work with. You can see my broadcast and everything at 777irs.com and see the wonderful team of cast of characters that I have working with me. I do these videos for 3 reasons: to educate you, to make sure you know the truth, and I give you insider information from the IRS. There's a lot of people in this space that are strictly in it for sales. They like to talk about themselves, about what they can do. I try to have more of an educational role because I get enough work. It's not like I lack for work because we are national experts here. So anyway, I want to talk to you today about filing and settle your back taxes. Many people are afraid after they don't file 1 or 2 or 3 years, they don't want to file anymore. They're afraid. So what they do, they're like the ostrich. They put their head in the sand, and even though danger is going by, the ostrich believes because their head is in the sand, they're safe. Well, you're not safe, let me just tell you. And I'm not an alarmist either. But with the hiring of all these agents, IRS is going to be out banging on doors. Maybe not like this week, next week, maybe another year or 2 years, whatever. But at some point in time, you will get a bang. I used to be a door banger myself. I used to be a revenue officer, and I'd go out and collect tax returns. And you want to do that before IRS, gets a hold of you. But let me tell you the good news here. If you haven't filed for multiple years, you only have to file the last 6 years. I had somebody yesterday has never filed a return. I think he filed a return when he was 16 or 17 because his mother or father may file a return. He hasn't filed a return ever. He moved. IRS has never caught him. He wants to get back in the system, and he's afraid IRS is going to arrest him on the spot. They're not. There's an IRS policy statement. You can look it up yourself. IRS policy statement P, 5-133. The P stands for policy statement. It says you only have to file the last 6 years. Yep. No matter how long you haven't filed in the past, you get a pass. You only have to file the last 6 years' returns. How simple is that? If you don't have records, us or someone else can reconstruct your records. You've been on W-2. IRS has a record of all your W-2s for the last 6 years. So beside your tax reconstruction of your records, you can get your tax returns filed, and then you can be back in the system filing generally within 6 weeks. And then, for instance, if you hire us, we come along and go ahead and work out a settlement. Now, let me tell you about different settlements. Depending on the dollar amount you owe, when IRS looks at a case, of any case, whether you have filed or not, IRS is going to ask for a financial statement. They're going to, if the case is in the service center, they're going to ask for a 433F. If the case is in the local office, they're going to want a 433. When they take that financial statement, IRS is going to look at your assets, expenses, and income, and they're going to make a determination. They're either going to put you into a currently non-collectible, which means right now you can't pay, and they'll look at this case 2 or 3 years later and see if you can pay, or they'll set you up on a payment agreement, or if you have a large debt, you don't have a lot of assets, IRS may just accept an offer and compromise. Offers and compromise take a year to work, but you may be able to settle your debt for pennies on a dollar. I don't promise that. I'm not telling you you are. Everything depends on your current financial statement. Don't believe these ads on Instagram and Facebook. We can settle your debt. You have to qualify to settle your tax debt. You just have to, someone has to look like us, has to look at your financial statement to see if you're eligible for the program. Just don't go running off, paying someone and saying, settle my debt. It don't happen that way, and you may not be able to do that. What you need to do is you need to speak to either an attorney, a CPA, a enrolled agent, someone who practices like us, in front of Internal Revenue Service, and they have to make that recommendation. Many of the clients that we have, once they file, we work a settlement out, either get them an uncollectible, a payment agreement, or we do file an offer to get rid of the debt full time for them. I mean, completely gone. But remember, if you're going to settle your debt, you must give the company your current financial statement to see if you're eligible. IRS accepted about 14,000. About 60,000 didn't get approved because 60,000 people got scammed and ripped off by companies. So make sure you go to a credible company. This information was, anyway, we can file your returns, get your tax debt taken care of. Anyway, just want to let you know, give me a subscription if you would. You want other questions answered? Leave me a comment. If I think it's good, I'll make a YouTube for you on it. I have a whole team of agents. You can see my contact information below. I appreciate the subscription because YouTube wants me to have them. Thank you.